watch reality. So what you just saw there, that was the spellbook little concept that I made in the newest snapshot. That's 14W25, I believe. Yeah, 25A it looks like. So you know, there have been a lot of new changes with the sponges, the fishes, and all that stuff. I mean, yeah, really cool things. But I decided to focus on the new features where you can use Tellrot in books. So basically, what we're just doing here. Here are my spells: Combust, Fireball, Quick Escape, and Healing Ring. Now you saw all these, and I'm gonna do them one more time, right here, so you guys can kind of see what's going on. So I mean, first of all, for Combust, that's pretty simple. You see, it's just a ring of creepers, as you saw there. It says set the score of Combust for player reality sucks to 1, because that's what it's doing. These are all Tellrot commands basically, but they're in a book. Next, Fireball. You see, it just launches fireballs in every direction. I mean, I'm not as huge of a fan as this one. I don't think it's as effective, but if you want to light a bunch of things on fire, then that's always awesome. So yeah, there's that one. And you know, you see it just shoots it in the 8 each directions in kind of a circular pattern. This one, it's in like a circle. And you know, of course I turned mob grouping off. If you want to leave that on, it will actually leave a ring of debris. And you know, that's cool. It just depends on what you guys want to do with that. Alright, up next we have the quick escape, and basically, see, it shoots like I'll do it in F5 so you guys can see it demonstrated a little bit better. You see, we come invisible, we get speed and everything, so we can run away really quickly, and then there's a puff of smoke where we just were. So it's kind of like disappearing in a puff of smoke, I guess. And the last one, Healing Rain. It's pretty simple. It just summons a bunch of healing potions all over the place, like this. And yeah, that's how that one works. So, you know, I really like these, and, you know, these probably could be expanded upon. There is no current limit, or for example, you know, you say you use 5 XP per time you use a spell. I haven't set any limits or anything like that. Maybe you guys could implement something like that. If you do, I would love to see it. Send me a video response, or just leave it in the comments, and I'll check that out. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started on the redstone. Alrighty guys, so up first we have the actual book. So what this is basically just a giant Tellrot command. And you know, it starts off by saying, let's see if we can find the first page here, you know, title, spellbook, and everything, just giving us the player written book. And so, you know, the first thing is just this text spells color dark gray, and then we pop into the extra. So inside the extra is just an individual Tellrot command. So the first one is text combust with some spaces, color dark aqua, bold true, and then just click event setting the score to combust to 1. Then a comma, and the exact same thing, but for fireball, setting their fireball score to 1, and so on all the way through the spells. So that's how each spell works. It's basically just text that will set your score to whichever one you click to that score when you click on it. So anyways, let's get started here. So these actually are in the same order they are in the book, first starting with combust. You see here, at the once it runs all of the commands here, it'll set the score of combust if it's at least 1 back to 0. And you know, there's our fill clock up here at the front and everything. Alright. So, right here you see, first of all, it gives the players resistance for a second, makes them completely invincible. And then it just basically summons creepers in each basically possible direction. So creeper here, creeper here, creeper here, each of the 8 possible directions. And this one, oh, this guy does not need to be here because we have him. Alright, up next, we have this one. It's summoning a fireball. And this is the fireball one, of course. So it sets their score fireball back to 0 once it's done running these 8. And basically each 8 of these ones, it's just summoning fireballs in different directions with different rotation. Kind of... The rotation's kind of pointing to the ground, so it'll kind of launch at a diagonal angle towards the ground, which is, you know, why you get your little ring of fire. And yeah, it's just each individual one just executing everyone who has a score of fireball, at least 1. That's how you launch the fireballs. So that's really cool. And up next here, we have the quick escape. Now this one's a little bit weird. So first of all, everyone whose quick escape scores at least 1, it's giving them smoke particles, and just relative to them. And the distance is 2 blocks, so pretty big range, and 0.2 speed, so decent speed, and then just 2,000 particles, which is why you see just all those particles. It also does the same thing for the cloud particle up here too. So there's just particles just everywhere, and we can be quiet now. Alright, and up here we have, these are the other ones, so it's executing everyone whose quick escape scores at least 1. So as soon as someone has a quick escape score of 1, it's going to set everyone who doesn't have a quick escape score of 1. It's going to give them slowness for 2 seconds, hide particles and everything, and this applies to entities too, so it'll give mobs and stuff slowness. Also over here, it gives the player invisibility for a second. It also gives them speed 10 for a second, And right here, yep, it gives them resistance 10 for a second. So, you know, you're invincible, you're invisible, a little puff of smoke, you're just disappearing in your little cloud of smoke there. Which is, you know, really cool. And up next, I mean, I don't know how like much you would actually use that one, but like I just showed you guys in a little example. Maybe if like you hear a creeper, you can just be like, nope, and just book it away. Alright, last one here, the healing rain. So of course at the end here it's setting the healing rain, going back to 0. But as soon as it becomes 1, it's just running all these huge chunk of commands are basically all the same command, just different setups. So basically they're summoning, well, everyone's healing score of at least 1, or healing rain. It's going to execute at them, / summon thrown potion, and you know, it's just going to be relative to them with different heights. So this one's relative to the player 50 blocks up, and you know, of course this is the splash potion of healing too. See, this one is relative 50 blocks up, and 5x minus 2z, 1z, 7x, 90 blocks up. Over here, minus 2x, minus 9z, 40 blocks up. So that's how you get just all the variation on the rain. And you see, they are tiled on, like the missing block when they're missing their texture, but that is just a bug. Right now with 14W21A, it's not anything to do with this. For example, if I launch the potion here, see, it's just that. So yeah, it's just a texture bug right now. So that hopefully will be fixed in the next update. But anyways, that is basically the gist of how it works. If you guys want to download this, check it out for yourself. Maybe build your own using the same template. I'll go ahead and leave you a schematic here to download. Now, I mean, it is a bit trickier if you don't know your Telrock commands. I would recommend building it in like a separate one before you transfer it into the book. But yeah, you kind of have to know your way around it to use these. I'm not going to go into a huge tutorial on Telrock and everything. But when you get the schematic, it is going to look like this. So basically what you got to do to make it work, you got to push this button to create all the objectives that you know you're going to be using, of course, and just set a redstone block right here to get the fill clock started. So yeah, that's what the schematic is going to look like. If you guys want to download this, get it started for yourself. Really easy, really simple to download. And yeah, this will be in the description for you guys to check out. And I would love to see what you guys can do with this. And that is all I have. I mean, I didn't implement actually anyway to, you know, limit the amount of times the player can use it. Maybe you could set like a time limit. Say if the player score has to be at least this before they use it, for like a random time limit or something or the other. But I don't know. I haven't set any limit on it, so it probably, you know, you could just sit here and just spam these commands. So, I mean, I haven't set any limits on anything. We have to get the start for that actually to work. Yeah. So yeah, there's no limits on anything. You can just spam these commands as much as you want. And, yeah. So it wouldn't be very efficient in an adventure map unless you have to set a limit to it. And you know, I'd love to see how you guys do that. So make sure to, you know, if you do it, leave a video response, leave a comment, leave something. And that's really all I have for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.